who will be showing us their talents, as well as the military parade, something that is synonymous with flag-raising ceremonies across Guyana. And so we look forward to that as well. We always are astonished by the disciplined, celebrating 55 years women, and we pay tribute to them, not just on occasions like these, but every time we remember something, their services, which is pretty much any aspect of activity or event on a national level. We also take time to recall the servicemen who will be climbing Mount Ayangana to hoist our golden arrowhead. That is something that is synonymous to independence flag raising ceremonies as well.
Yeah, definitely. And you mentioned their being here at the Umaniana. I think it is the first time that we have had a flag raising ceremony here. And of course, for those who might want a bit of history on the Umaniana, this is actually a YY word. It's a meeting place of the people. And there are lots of things that are happening in this intersection. There is the Court of Appeal. We can also see a stone's throw away the U.S. Embassy and also the Canadian Embassy. Of course, two of our major hotels here in Guyana, and of course a commercial bank is also in this proximity. So this is where everything is going to be happening or unfolding for the rest of the evening. And I know you, our listeners and viewers of this program, cannot wait to partake in this cultural extravaganza. As Nadia rightfully mentioned, such a good talent to look forward to from our people. Of course, whenever there is something that comes our way in terms of talent show or whatever cultural program there is going to be, we can see representation of all people, and of course young people as leading us in that regard.
As we speak to you, some of the special invitees coming in, members of the Diplomatic Corps, ministers of government, members of the National Assembly. We saw the Deputy Speaker arriving just before we came on air. Prior to that, we saw our Health Minister, the Honorable Dr. Frank Anthony, his arrival as well. I know it's a time where lots of crowds would wish to be gathered at this auspicious moment, but we need to take into consideration the seriousness of the COVID-19 pandemic across the world, and we also need to make sure we follow our guidelines here in Guyana. This disease is something that is very serious, and even tonight we can see the effects of it. Many persons would have wished to be here, but they cannot. We're going to take a musical break and be back with you for more here at the 55th Independence Anniversary Flag Raising Ceremony.
Where I be, I'm proud and still be me. I'll always represent. I'm always Guyanese in every party. Inside of the feds, country people overseas, never deny your Guyanese. In the morning, in the evening, in the day, in the night. I tell you, anywhere I go, I got my flag, my GT flag, yeah.
Thank you. Icy soft drinks are great anywhere, anytime. When it's hot, get cool with Icy. And when the sun goes down, it's the perfect mixer at the party. And now your refreshing Icy comes in a variety of flavors and conveniently sized PET bottles. Icy.
Electrical and Company Limited extends sincere congratulations to the entire nation. Let us strive to maintain the unity and diversity of this great nation of ours. Happy Independence Day, Guyana.
May 26, 2021 marks 55 years since the Union Jack was lowered and the golden arrowhead triumphantly hoisted in recognition of the birth of an independent nation. The management and staff of Federal Management Systems extend heartfelt gratitude to those who courageously fought for and won our independence. We're back with you here at the intersection of High Street and Battery Road, Young Street and Main Street. I'm Anadia, and along with Travis, welcome you once again to our broadcast. And what we're witnessing right now is the arrival of former Prime Minister of Guyana, the Honorable Samuel Hines. It's coming at a time, a first celebration here at this intersection. Even though we're 55, Travis, we still have lots of surprises and lots of firsts to witness. Guyana has had her challenges for sure, but she has persevered, and throughout the ups and downs, here we are 55 years later, celebrating a fight that was started by our great forefathers, true patriots of the nation, who set systems in place for our independence in 1966.
Yeah, definitely. And I know, Nadia, also, you mentioned there, we've seen a lot of transformation. We've seen a lot of development. And of course, government remains committed. Also, I know we were mentioning earlier that due to the pandemic, persons could not gather. We are used to thousands of people celebrating independence. But of course, we are in the age of technology. So we are coming to you at a time in your home, in the comfort of your own home. So we hope that you are having that wonderful time streaming this program and you are practicing those guidelines for COVID-19. And be sure to get vaccinated. And the government remains committed in providing vaccination across the country, easily accessible, so that, we can go back to a new normal perhaps in some time. And, those are some of the things that we should be thankful for. And of course, on that note of development also, we are seeing new roads being built. We're seeing new schools. We're seeing the provision. I must commend the Honorable Minister Priya Manakchan in terms of delivering quality education amid a pandemic. Of course, the pandemic has definitely brought us in the world over something to think about and reflect on what our life choices are. And of course, in this time, we are grateful of some of the efforts that we are seeing.
Indeed, Travis, as we witness the arrival of more of those special invitees, VIPs, members of the Diplomatic Corps, ministers of government, members of the National Assembly, and other officials, let's remind you that for persons who are watching, we're celebrating 55 years and there is lots for us to talk about. Tonight is not only a celebration for those who are here and who are watching, but for those forefathers who laid the systems and plans and fought the fight and ensured that we were an independent Guyana. 55 years later, we can say we're on the cusp of realizing our true potential. We're on the cusp of unprecedented, transformative development. And that is something that we all need to be part of. That is something that speaks to picking up the mantle, regardless of how young or old you are, and taking that next step to take Guyana forward.
Yeah, definitely. And I would like to point out, recently, His Excellency did have that address at the just concluded virtual seminar there held at the Convention Center for persons. And, he really emphasized that development is not about oil and gas only. It is about reaching and, delivering for the people in every aspect, in agriculture, in healthcare, in education also. And of course, there are a lot of misconceptions that when we talk development, we're only talking about the oil and gas sector. But it's so much more beyond it. And he really emphasized that, yes, that will give us that boost, but it is not the only area that we will, focus on. There's so much more that we have to offer, not only as a country, but and the economy, but as citizens too, as Guyanese citizens.
The past year has indeed made us realize a lot about our position and where we stand in the region, and Guyana has reclaimed her position as the breadbasket of the Caribbean. We're seeing our agricultural potential in so many ways ever since the word COVID-19 was heard by our ears. So many persons realize the need to start up a farm, whether it's on a micro, medium or macro scale, and also use innovative and new technologies to market their products, to sell their products, and to even export their products out of Guyana for the rest of the world to purchase and enjoy.
Yeah, definitely.
When we talk about educational transformation, Travis, it's not just having a channel for persons to have a teacher teaching classes with, but it's the fact that we can have the devices available to children in all regions of Guyana. And for those regions where there are no television or not as many television sets, we have the programs available on flash drives, hard drives. They're being delivered to them. We also have seen the maturing of our student and teacher population, Travis, in terms of getting online, using the different forum available to get to a classroom, to get research, and to even pass on the assignments and to share information with students. That is something that our people have all adjusted to by now and are doing a good job at so far.
Yeah.
So transformation is not just what we see, but it also happens within us as we move forward. Many persons are applying for the gold scholarship, which may soon come to an end in terms of the deadline for scholarship. The deadline will soon come. And we hope that persons are utilizing the opportunity to move forward with Guyana as she projects into the future. The gold scholarships are a great opportunity for persons to sign on to, select what may be their field of interest, their field of business, or the field that is required for a potential career opportunity in the future. And by doing this, we'll be empowering thousands of Guyanese men and women across Guyana to take up positions that may have never existed before.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it is important to know that the gold scholarships are not only for those in Georgetown. It is accessible to all across Guyana. From regions 1 to 10, everyone can get on board in regard to acquiring a scholarship. Of course, it's easy. You can check the Ministry of Education's website, and the GOAL also has their website. So that is something that we should really capitalize on and really push the efforts for it.
Travis and I stand proud in front of you as we have been vaccinated as already, and we are testimony that Guyana is ahead of many other countries of the world. There are some citizens of countries who are still wondering where the vaccines will come from, while we here in Guyana have actually received our doses as well. And we can testify, like many others across the nation of ours, that they would have visited a site that was convenient to them in their region, received their vaccine, been observed, received their vaccination card, and for sure put aside some worries they may have had in their head about contracting this deadly disease, and thereby putting our nation one step further towards that one goal of herd immunity.
Yeah, definitely. And Nadia, I wanted to point out that when we think of independence or we think of 55 years, we must also think about outside of the box. Not only, our celebration as a country, but our celebration as a people. We have done so well over the years. I know you alluded earlier that we have had our challenges, but of course, rising above all is something that we as Guyanese do. And 55 years not only talks of independence, but I think it's 55 years of development. We have seen transformation in our country, and of course, even now, just this year, we have seen and will be seeing so much more in terms of where we are going to be heading as a country and, what we can achieve as a society.
We're proud as well to witness the transformation in this area in terms of the Guyana Marine Turtle Conservation Monument, which was erected here as a result of Miss Annette R. June, her participation in a conference in Brazil. She would have made the suggestion to the then minister at the time, Frank Anthony, and they moved forward with it, showing the leatherback turtle that is known
we are seeing quite a few persons arriving, and of course things are getting on the way. We are hearing some lovely steel pan music in the background, and of course whenever that comes out, I think it's the inner child in me comes out also, that we get that thrilling feeling of steel pan music. I think it does something to everyone, regardless of who you are. Steel pan really brings out something in you.
Indeed, Travis. Let's take some time to listen.
Yes. that are geared towards beautifying Guyana. And, especially for the independence, we had quite a few cleanups. We saw a lot of people cleaning up and decorating their homes or businesses. And I think that really is testament of what we are as a people in terms of, coming together to whatever time, especially at independence or whether it be the Republic anniversary, we always come together and we are always one. And of course, that is the thing that a president speaks highly of, making one Guyana or becoming one Guyana, not only saying it, but actually our actions should reflect that. And of course, Minister Charles Ramson, of course, for that program, our cultural program that we will see, and it will definitely exemplify what one Guyana really is and the true essence of what it should be.
Taking a look at the conservation monument there, in fact, you've got the newly installed flag poles on which the golden arrowhead will be hoisted on this evening for the first time, following the arrival and cultural program, that is. And there is much to look forward to. Let's tell you about that cultural program and some of the performances that you can look forward to this evening. We'll be seeing performances featuring members of the Guyana Talent Search Team, the National Dance Company, Enigma Dance Studio, the Otishka Drumming Group, Guyana Supreme Tassa Group, Burmese Delights, and St. Cuthbert's Mission Dance Troupe.
Yeah, definitely. There's also that video presentation of One Guyana. I don't want to give too much away, but of course it will surely reflect One Guyana. And I think that it is going to be very refreshing having that cultural show. We always look forward to that, whether it be a flag raising ceremony or something related to Guyana and what her glory or her true essence really is about. So of course, for you, our listeners and viewers of this program, there is so much that you can look forward to. In just a few, we will see the arrival of Prime Minister of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. So we will, await that as it comes.
We're now witnessing the arrival of former President Mr. Donald Ramotar.
And a very good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Marine Turtle Monument Square here in Kingston, and to Guyana's 55th Independence Flag-Raising Ceremony and Cultural Program hosted by the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport. Due to the COVID-19 restrictions, we have a modest gathering this evening comprising of persons who have been vaccinated, and we are delighted to have so many listening in on radio, watching on television, and following the live stream on social media. On the eve of our independence and from historic Kingston and Georgetown, we are surrounded by so much symbolism. The 55th Independence Flag Raising Ceremony is set against the backdrop of the iconic Guyana, a tribute to our YY architects. We have before us the 15-foot Marine Turtle Monument depicting a leatherback sea turtle hatchling bursting out its egg, and the significance of the monument is sea turtle conservation. We are preparing for the marching on of the Guard of Honor. We can hear them coming to the sphere at this time.
That's the next command. That's next one. No, that's the next command. There's only one command. One that went up to the ground.
So it's just one president permission, permission, easy one have the rest of instead of one has the permission. Only for it come on up.
And here we have standing before us men and women of the joint services. This evening, the Guard of Honor comprises a strength of 4 officers and 46 other ranks, 1 male guard from the Guyana Defense Force and an all-female guard from the Guyana Police Force. The parade commander is Major Edmund Blair. The parade warrant officer, Class 1, Roll Rodney. The number 1 platoon from the GDF is commanded by Lieutenant Nigel Grenville and Sergeant Kevin Horton. The number 2 platoon from the Guyana Police Force is commanded by Assistant Superintendent of Police, Felisa Peters Fernandez and Sergeant Royland Smith. The color party for the occasion of our 55th independence anniversary. Color ensign, Lieutenant Javon McColmont. Color custodian, Warrant Officer Class 2, Dwayne Clark. Escorts, Sergeant Damian Burnham and Sergeant Randy King. It is a cool evening here on the eve of our 55th independence anniversary. We're standing by for the arrival of the Honorable Prime Minister and his wife. The welcoming party this evening comprises the heads of the joint services and the Minister of Culture, Youth and Sport, Charles Ramson. As mentioned earlier, ladies and gentlemen, it is a delight that we can join you from historic Kingston. Just in front of us, that beautiful marine turtle monument, just over 2 decades old, renovated to be the beautiful place to host us this evening. Also, in our neck of the woods, we have the Grand Dame of Hotels, the Pegasus Hotel to our right, and just down the road, the Marriott Hotel. Our other immediate neighbors include NSERD, the Guyana Learning Channel Trust, and the Guyana Forestry Commission. Across on our left, the Supreme Court of Judicature, the Court of Appeal. Across the road, there is Red House, with shingles still visible on some sections of the facade. Further down, Austin House, the African Liberation Monument across from us, the Canadian and American High Commission and Embassy. From colonial Georgetown, the landscape of Kingston is evolving. Behind us, the headquarters of one of Guyana's indigenous banks, GBTI, the I Love Guyana 3-dimensional sign, and the Unity Project beautiful map under the One Guyana initiative. And still to come, the new look Pegasus Hotel, east of the present historical hotel. Behind it, the bandstand and the Kingston seawall. Our coastline, ladies and gentlemen, it's really changing. And all of these and more are an extraordinary merging of the 19th and the 21st century architecture, all symbols of national pride, unity, peace, and love among Guyanese. This is the eve of our 55th independence anniversary right here at the Marine Turtle Monument Square in Kingston. This evening, the independence program will be one with a difference. We will have the formal part first, followed by the cultural aspect. His Excellency will deliver his maiden independence address, and the troops will remain on parade for his inaugural address. We are live at the Marine Turtle Monument Square in Kingston for Guyana's 55th Independence flag raising ceremony and cultural program. We are very happy to have you all with us, those of you who are present here at the square and those of you watching and listening across the length and breadth of Guyana and further afield. We are happy that you are with us and we hope that you will enjoy the program. One of the highlights to come tonight will be a performance showcasing the creative arts in Guyana. We will enjoy dances from the National Dance Company, the National Dance School, and Burbee's Delights alongside the top 30 competitors of the Guyana Talent Search as they represent the future of Guyana's entertainment and cultural industry. I'm sure you've been enjoying their performances in the competition so far. We'll get to see them this evening and hear as they perform for us. Soft drinks are great anywhere, anytime. When it's hot, get cool with Icy. And when the sun goes down, it's the perfect mixer at the party. And now your refreshing Icy comes in a variety of flavors and conveniently sized PET bottles. Icy, the only thirst-quenching drinking pleasure for the young and old, anytime, anywhere. The passion for Icy. Icy soft drinks, manufactured, bottled by Banks DIH Limited.
From the shores of Holland comes Isen slab cheese, perfect for all your cheesy delights with a smooth, buttery, rich taste made from wholesome natural ingredients for your entire family to enjoy. Isen slab cheese, distributed by Guy Bisco 35 and 38 Industrial Estate, Eccles, East Bank, Demerara. Telephone 233-3255.
26, 2021 marks 55 years since the Union Jack was lowered and the golden arrowhead triumphantly hoisted in recognition of the birth of an independent Guyana. The management and staff of BK International Incorporated extend a heartfelt gratitude to those who courageously fought for and won our independence.
Overseas, never deny your Guyana. In the morning, in the evening, in the day, in the night. I tell you, anywhere I go, I got my flag, my GT flag, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are witnessing the arrival of the Honorable Prime Minister. Generator is drowning me out.
Yeah, but we tell them go.
And a very warm welcome to our Honourable Prime Minister, Brigadier Retired Honourable Mark Phillips. We also welcome his beautiful wife, Mrs. Mignon Bowen Phillips. And now we stand by for the arrival of His Excellency.
Look down from your window. I don't know what you come for. Listen up, my dear, we're such a man free. Welcome to the land of many faces. Not one, not two, but 6 different races. You know when the sun kisses your skin, you're in the right place. G-U-I-A-N-N. Oh, that's my beautiful country. G-U-I-A-N-N. One people, one nation, one destiny. Don't stop for a minute. Come, let me take a walk with Brother Tiki. You'll see our landmarks and our monuments. They're so unique. The hybrid structure, the lighthouse, the tallest construction cathedral, 176 monuments in the beautiful city hall. You know with the wind in your hair, you're in the right place. G-U-I-A-N-N. Oh, that's my beautiful country. G-U-I-A-N-N. One people, one nation, one destiny.
And coming into the square, amidst a brief shower of blessings, we are witnessing the arrival of Guyana's 9th Executive President. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause as we welcome to the arena His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali, the 9th Executive President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, and First Lady Mrs. Arya Ali.
39730, Major Edmund Blair. Parade command. Parade, state color, 3 officers and 4 other ranks. May I have permission to invite you to review the parade, Your Excellency?
Parade Commander Major Edmund Blair has invited the President to review the Guard of Honor.
Your Excellency, may I have your permission to go on the route of the parade, Your Excellency?
Parade! Shoulder! Arm! Presidential salute! Freeze up! Parade! Shoulder! Arms!
The President and the entourage will now take their seats as we move into the formal part of the proceedings this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, we are a young nation at 55.
Parade! Stand up!
As a young nation at 55, we are at the cusp of transformation. We are at the road that can lead us all to a bright and prosperous future. So we now invite one young leader to introduce another, as together they build the ladder on which young people and Guyanese from all walks of life and all ages can climb together as a nation to that mountaintop in unity and with dignity and pride. With just 5 years or so apart from each other, other, here is Honorable Minister of Culture, Youth and Sport, Charles Ramson Jr., to introduce the President.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, for our 55th year as an independent nation, we continue an event, the hoisting of our golden arrowhead, which we have been doing annually for 54 previous years. And I have the traditional task of introducing someone who really needs no introduction at all. His Excellency Mohammed Irfan Ali, President of the Cooperative of Guyana and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. I would like to take the opportunity to say that since being elected and assuming office, President Ali has taken up the task of leading the government of Guyana with energy, ideas, vision, and most of all, passion. As Minister and member of the Cabinet, I get to see firsthand a President who cares deeply for the Guyanese people, a President who cares deeply about families, a President who engages directly with communities, all communities, a President who understands the Guyanese people and our culture. Something extremely important in the job of government as a policy and decision maker. A president who is decisive and follows through with his decisions. A president who is goal-oriented and motivates his team in achieving those goals and keeping us in check. A president who takes the time to teach where necessary, because he understands a good leader is a good teacher. In fact, it is because of his leadership that the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport has been able to take bold decisions and aggressively pursue its immediate objectives while commencing the necessary reform and modernizing of public facilities to reflect the changing expectations of the Guyanese people. For tonight's event, beyond the change in the location, which is symbolic on its own, the sequence is different from the traditional program. The words, the songs, the performances have all been carefully crafted to present a profound appreciation of one Guyana. I must also share that many of the performers that you will see tonight were unearthed in our ongoing Guyana Talent Search event. What an amazing story it is for a young Guyanese who took a chance to make a 1-minute video of their talent with their phone and submit it to the ministry. And weeks later, their performance is being broadcast on television and streamed all over the planet. And now performing before His Excellency the President, the Cabinet, the Judiciary, members of Parliament, the Diplomatic Corps, and Guyanese people all across the world who join in this moment in celebrating our national independence and flag-raising ceremony. Later tonight, you will see why this is a story I'm particularly proud of, as I am proud of you, Mr. President. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of my cabinet colleagues and the people of the country, it is a privilege and a distinct pleasure to welcome His Excellency President Irfan Ali to deliver his first of many Independence Day address to this nation.
Thank you very much. Please be seated. Honorable Prime Minister, Madam Chancellor of the Judiciary, former presidents, ministers of government,
heads of service, members of the diplomatic community, members of parliament, distinguished men and women in uniform, members of the media. It gives me great honor and privilege. And indeed, it is a humbling time for me to stand before you, to stand before the people of this beautiful country, Guyana, and address you on the occasion of our 55th independence anniversary. Perhaps it is fitting, before I move forward, to observe the environment in which we are. An environment that straddles time. We have the appeal court, an important symbol of democracy and the rule of law. We have our great Amerindian heritage. We have our commitment to conservation. We have the old Pegasus. And as you look beyond that, you will see a feature of what the new and modern Guyana would be like with a new construction. And just in front of where I stand is the Marriott Hotel. 55 years captured around our very surrounding. My brothers and sisters of Guyana, today, or just a few hours from now, is the 55th anniversary of our people's collective struggle for independence. We hold this annual celebration to remind ourselves that our one nation has a joint history of oppression, subjugation, and of exploitation. We celebrate because a great victory was achieved by our foreparents acting together to end colonialism, to fashion our own future, and to shape our own destiny. No one race of our people achieved that victory. People of all races did it collectively. As Guyanese born in this land and of this land, each the equal of the other, and each devoted to the common purpose of making of Guyana a homeland in which all Guyanese could thrive and prosper. Now, it falls to us to keep faith with them and all the great Guyanese of the past. To do so, we must recall the spirit of common purpose that motivated them. And in recalling that spirit with pride and respect, we must commit to continue the journey they began, realizing our hopes and aspirations for the future of our much-loved Guyana. My brothers and sisters, we cannot recall the moment of Guyana's independence without also remembering the efforts of Venezuela to prevent it. As we released ourselves from the colonial curse of Britain, the Venezuelan government sought to stifle our birth by falsely laying claim to 2/3 of our country. They have spent the last 55 years of the independence of all of Guyana pursuing this claim. But international law is not silent. The International Court of Justice is a forum where the voice of international law will be heard and justice will be determined. As one people, with one united voice and a spirit that will not be broken, will advance the validity of the 122-year-old award that fixed our boundaries. In our continuing struggle, we are not without friends. We deeply appreciate all those who have stood by our side, from the Caribbean, from the Commonwealth, from the Americas, and beyond. The Venezuelans must understand that we sought no quarrel with them, and we do not do so now. Our only wish is to live in harmony and cooperation with all our neighbors. We hold out not a fist of war, but a hand of friendship based on respect for our borders and theirs. But we will not be coward, nor will we be bullied. My fellow Guyanese, it is not only in relation to protecting our territorial integrity that we must stand as one nation. Like every other country in the world, we are fighting an unseen but ever-present enemy in the COVID-19 pandemic. More than 16,000 of our people have been infected with a dreadful coronavirus, and sadly, more than 360 of them have died. We mourn those deaths and sympathize with the families who have lost loved ones. I plead with all to help stop these deaths, stop the tears of anguish, stop the grief. Your government has instituted measures to try to protect every person in Guyana, particularly our elderly and the vulnerable. However, the active participation of all is required to deploy the protective measures of mask, physical distancing, hand washing, and using sanitizers. Already, 20% of our people have been vaccinated. This is a significant accomplishment in a world where less than 1% of people in the developing countries have access to vaccines, and where recent World Health Organization studies suggest that more than 6 billion people have died globally. We have already purchased thousands of vaccines, and we are sparing no expense in ensuring that we have enough vaccines to cover our full population 18 years and above. Our objective is to ensure that we can inoculate everyone from this dreadful virus. The length of this battle depends on how soon each of us is fully vaccinated, liberating ourselves to return to a high level of normal life and protecting others from infection. In the past, we have immunized generations of our people from measles, mumps, typhoid, polio, yellow fever, meningitis, hepatitis, and other communicable diseases, proving that vaccination saves life. Vaccination saves life. My brothers and sisters, please let us get vaccinated. Let us take each other and get vaccinated so that we can return to normalcy as fast as possible. I urge that we all recognize the value of our own lives, to the lives of our family and friends, to our livelihoods, and to the betterment of our country by vaccinating to defeat the coronavirus as we have defeated so many others in the past. My brothers and sisters, while much of our health resources have been devoted to fighting the harmful effects of COVID-19, I assure you that our intention is to deliver the highest international standard of health care for every citizen of our country. There is already considerable private sector enthusiasm for investing in modern hospitals, fully equipped with the latest technology. Your government will partner with these private sector initiatives to give to all Guyanese the high quality medical care that each of you deserve. What we are putting in place in medical care, we are also doing in education. Guyana and Guyanese must be assured of educational facilities that will allow everyone to attain the highest standard of achievement. Since your government came to office 9 months ago, we have commenced the program to award 20,000 scholarships to young men and women to further their education. We did not make an empty promise, we kept it. As we intend to keep all our promises to the people of Guyana. Free university education will be delivered and schools infrastructure will be improved to provide a conducive environment for learning. Guyana must become a knowledge-based society capable of competing with the best in the world. And other sectors have been affected in the past by the high price of energy. Our private sector partners have rightfully pointed to the adverse effects of this high price to the cost of doing business and to their capacity to market their goods abroad competitively, earning revenues in foreign exchange for the benefit of the country. Your government will respond to this situation. We cannot be a nation that produces oil and gas, earning considerable sums from it without passing on the benefits to all sectors of our society. The cost of electricity must be reduced for both businesses and household consumption. Therefore, government is carefully considering mechanisms by which the cost of energy can be reduced across our society by utilizing an appropriate percentage of our national earnings from oil and gas to do so. These mechanisms will be presented to the nation through the appropriate bodies for endorsement. And the bottom line, domestic consumers must be given relief and businesses should be rendered more competitive. Our financial resources must be utilized to improve the quality of life for all our communities. We fought for independence to give our people the quality of life of which they have been deprived. If independence is to have any real meaning, it is to uplift our people from the ravages of limitations of the past and to give them a better life with better opportunities under better circumstances. My brothers and sisters, everyone should be aware of the considerable work upon which the government has already embarked in relation to building infrastructure throughout our country. Our objective is to build connectivity to all parts of Guyana by roads, bridges, telecommunications, air and river transportation. Every part of our vast country should be accessible to all Guyanese so that we can all enjoy the marvels of its attraction in waterfalls, lakes, forests, and its flora and fauna. We all need to build new communities. We also need to build new communities for the inland, from our coastal belt, to spread our population, reduce prices for land and housing, and cease traffic congestion. In other words, we must use the land space with which we have been blessed as Guyanese to create new and improved living conditions, new area of growth and development, and new population centers. That is why, apart from the infrastructure build out upon which we are embarked, we will also establish a new city. Government will incentivize the private sector and persons wishing to own their own homes to locate in a new city, where government would also provide major facilities. My fellow Guyanese, I've said it before and I repeat it now. This is an exciting time with exciting prospects. Every person in our society now has real economic opportunities to grow and develop and to contribute to the enlargement of our national wealth. I urge each of you to dream big. Your government will support those dreams and help make them reality. We are on the cusp of being an economically strong Guyana with opportunities for growth and development of all Guyanese. This is a cause to which I am personally and deeply committed. It is why I've been traveling this country from the start of my presidency, listening to individuals, to communities, to groups of all kinds, and acting on what I see and what I hear. We want not only an economically strong Guyana, we also want a powerful Guyanese nation in which there is no distinction of race, no determination by color, and no differentiation by creed. Let there be no doubt about it. Just as we were divided and ruled in our colonial past, there are those who will divide us for their own purpose in the future. That must not happen. We must never allow that to happen. Earlier this month was Arrival Day. Ahead of us is Emancipation Day. We all celebrate these occasions together as integral parts of the rich tapestry that makes us uniquely Guyanese. We are all proud of our ancestral heritage, as we should be. Our ancestors suffered greatly so that we could inherit this land in freedom. Let us make them proud that their children belong to this new country built on their blood, sweat, and tears, and on their creativity, their ingenuity, and their recognition that in the end, their success could only be the result of their unity. In the course of our independent history, many persons have contributed immensely to the social and economic development of our country. And to respect the contribution of those persons to Guyana and the wider global society, on this 55th anniversary of our independence, it is right that we should honor some of those persons who have shown their devotion to Guyana and Guyanese, benefiting us all. Therefore, national awards for their outstanding contribution would be announced shortly. It is only we ourselves who can either spoil Guyana's future or make it glorious. Our country will not be built by negativity or naysayers, poor losers, or purveyors of destruction. I ask you to remember that our nation has endured and triumphed over colonialism and exploitation, our political differences, our social discord at home, and challenges from abroad. Yet we are still here, still living together, still working together, still looking towards tomorrow. It is our job to carry on this great enterprise. Make no mistake about it, as long as we have faith in the future and the courage to seize the opportunities, our nation is unstoppable. The greatest of our perils is to forget our overriding oneness. It must not be so. I am determined that it shall not be so. On this 55th anniversary of our independence, as economic prosperity surely lies before us, let us ensure that national cohesion strengthens us even more. I urge that we pledge ourselves to each other and to the cause of our collective economic and social development. Happy Independence Anniversary to all our Guyanese, home and abroad. God bless you and God bless your families. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Excellency. May I now invite everyone to please stand as Rondine Ribeiro, a student of St. Rose's High School, leads us in prayer.
Almighty God, we who are here gathered together do most humbly beseech Thee to guide us in all our activities during Guyana's 55th Independence Anniversary celebrations. We thank You for giving us the opportunity to live and work together to build a land where knowledge is free, where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, and where words come from the depth of truth. We thank You, Heavenly Father, for blessing us with our talent and training, and for inspiring us and including our heads, hands, and hearts towards worthy endeavors. Grant us, O God, Thine aid and guidance, so that the success of this event may be to the glory of Thy blessed name, and the blessing and benefit of this dear land. O God, we ask for the maintenance and extension of true religion, the preservation of justice, the safety, honor, and happiness of the President, and the peace and prosperity of Guyana. Grant the leaders of our country the vision so to lead that all the people of this fair land may enter into that state of brotherhood and unity where the mind is led forward by Thee into ever-widening thought and action. Lord, as we are gathered here for the 55th Independence Flag Raising Ceremony, let the blessings be showered upon this gathering. Bless our President, bless our nation. These things we humbly ask in Your blessed name. Amen.
It's who I am, yeah.
soft drinks are great anywhere, anytime. When it's hot, get cool with Icy. And when the sun goes down, it's the perfect mixer at the party. And now your refreshing Icy comes in a variety of flavors and conveniently sized PET bottles. Icy, the only thirst-quenching drinking pleasure for the young and old, anytime, anywhere. The passion for Icy. Icy soft drinks, manufactured and bottled by Banks DIH Limited.
From the shores of Holland comes Isen. Isen slab cheese, perfect for all your cheesy delights with a smooth, buttery, rich taste made from wholesome natural ingredients for your entire family to enjoy. Isen slab cheese, distributed by Guy Biscoes 35 and 38 Industrial Estate, Eccles, East Bank, Demerara. Telephone 23.
Malkia Harris, a student of the Bishop's High School, will now lead us as we proudly say our national pledge.
I pledge myself to honor always the flag of Guyana and to be loyal to my country, to be obedient to the laws of Guyana, to love my fellow citizens, and to dedicate my energies towards the happiness and prosperity of Guyana.
Let us now proudly sing Guyana the Free. And now that the parade has marched off, we are going to move into the cultural aspects of this, the 55th Independence program here at the Turtle Monument. The military band's display is up next from the GDF and the Guyana Police Force bands. The sequence will entail Song of Guyana's Children, Sohani Rat, Kuch Kuch Hota Hai, Jerusalem.
display from our men and women in uniform. The mass band's display, all pieces arranged by Director of Music in the Ghana Defence Force, Major Robert Burns, with Staff Sergeants Dwayne London and Sergeant Gulitier Austin of the Ghana Police Force, showcasing their versatility. This is the cultural aspect of our Independence program this evening. And for the feature performance, we'd like to invite the media corps across to this side of the arena so that you can take in this feature cultural performance as we acknowledge the presence of the First Family, the Honorable Prime Minister and his wife, the former presidents, ministers of the government, members of the diplomatic corps, and other special invitees. This is the 55th Independence flag-raising ceremony here at the Marine Turtle Monument Square in Kingston. Ladies and gentlemen, for tonight's performance, we will see an amalgamation of the creative arts in Guyana. It comprises dancers from the National Dance Company, the National Dance School, Burmese Delights, alongside the top 30 competitors of the Guyana Talent Search who represent the future of Guyana's entertainment and cultural industry. Also look out for a little beautiful lady, Alessandra, the daughter of Minister Ramson, making her debut at this national event. Please put your hands together as we welcome our young people across the length and breadth of Guyana for the feature cultural performance here at the Monument Square.
Bire mazak urat nago, moloria komano tiji.
You could have Buddhist, Christian, Muslim, Hindu. Sister is a sister, real and true. One big part of culture brew.
And all of we together could really make this dream come true of a brighter Guyana for me and you. Ocean to mountains, hear this tune. Take it cool. We are one Guyana. A place of peace, a place of love. We are one Guyana. This paradise is our world. Love runs deep like a beautiful rivers for Guyana. And when we stand as one mighty like Mount Uriah for Guyana, for Guyana.
Oh, and it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all.
We can go on pretending day by day that someone somewhere will soon make a change. We're all a part of God's great big family, and the truth, you know, love is all we need. We are the ones, Guyana's children. We are the ones that make Guyana great, so let's all build it. It's the truth to make it. One great big family. It's true, make a better day for you and me.
ground you land on. The earth is just a dead thing you can claim, but I know every rock and tree and creature has a life, has a spirit, has a name.
You think the only people who are people are the people who look and think like you. But if you walk the footsteps of a stranger, you learn things you never knew, you never knew. Have you ever heard a wolf cry to the blue corn moon, or asked the grinning bobcat what he grinned? Can you sing with all the voices of the mountain? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind?
destiny we plea. We strive to be a nation that rises against all odds, a nation that flies after the fall. We will soar above the clouds, mimicking the harpy eagle, and we will roar in loud crowds, mirroring the jaguars and their strength. The very qualities that they possess, they roar at the thought of togetherness. And what better than that can we strive to be as a country independent, united, and free? So let our golden arrowhead move with the wind, and our nation spread its wings in representation of a brighter tomorrow for you, for me, and for the generations after us.
Oh, Guyana, beautiful Guyana. This is Guyana, beautiful Guyana. This is Guyana, beautiful Guyana.
Look, yeah. This is Guyana, the land of the free. One people, one nation, one destiny. 6 races, yeah, and we all a team. We gonna show the world what we can be. We gain independence in 66. We still standing strong in 20th century. Cause we ain't giving up the mountains, ain't giving up the trees, ain't giving up the river that belongs to we. Not one lusaki, even one rice grain. When they invade, we just say that brave. Like birds, we be flying together. Like coffee for shoulders. We stand up and fight for us, right for each other. No matter the color, got love for each other. My country, Guyana, land of many waters. Mixed culture, united and free.
Oh, Guyana, beautiful Guyana. This is Guyana, beautiful Guyana. Oh, Guyana, beautiful Guyana. This is Guyana, beautiful Guyana.
Look down through your window, no big city lights, just greenery. I don't know what to come for. There's no 6 different races. You'll know when the sun kisses your skin, you're in the
They were so peaceful yet loud, those drums. A single tune spoken in universal tongues. The echoes of 6 races living as one in diversity. Those drums whispering through its rhythm a message of tranquility upon this golden land of ours. Whereas we merge cultures, we feel the movement of our feet dancing to the different beats. We cannot be defeated as a nation. United, we stand. Divided, we fall. Together, we dance. Divided, we halt. It's not the different cultures that separate us. It's the inability to embrace and celebrate the differences in these cultures. Tonight, we saw different drums, different dances, different colors, different cultures coming together to aid and complement each other to create something so beautiful. A perfect representation of how we should love and support one another to create a nation so powerful that there is no place for hate and division to foster and grow, but for us to dance, sing and celebrate. For the beauty and uniqueness of this nation lies in the differences of those very cultures. Let us respect, embrace, and celebrate each other, our cultures, our diversity. Let us hold a light to our motto: one people, one nation, one destiny.
To the dark, hide away, they say, 'cause we don't want your broken part. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say, don't wanna love you as you are. I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us. Oh, we are glorious.
I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me.
Look out, 'cause here I come, and I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen, I'll make no apology. This is me.
This is me.
matter where I be, I'm proud to still be me. I'll always represent. I'm always Guyanese in every party. I rep inside of the feds. I rep country people overseas. Never deny your Guyanese.
She is a beauty, beautiful Guyana, with wonderful people all over this country. She is a beauty, beautiful Guyana, with wonderful people all over this country.
You're my brother, you're my sister. Yes, we love each other. Boy, boy. You're my brother, you're my sister. Yes, we love each other. Boy, boy, boy.
Every nation, let me see the flag them. Unification, wave up the rock them. Every nation, let me see the flag them. Unification, wave up the rock them. This a time for the world unite. Let me see the anthem.
I pledge myself to honor always the flag of Guyana.
One people, one nation. One people, one nation.
spectacular fireworks, culminating an equally amazing cultural program this evening, showcasing our youth, richness, diversity, lovely singing, dancing, drumming, art, and so much more. That beautiful cultural performance and fireworks bring the curtain down on the proceedings of this evening as we celebrate our 55th anniversary as an independent nation. State House, the official residence of the first family, has lit up in some colors of the national flag. We take a peek if you can as you head home. Thank you, Zayd, and to Mom and Dad and all who made it happen. On behalf of the Ministry of Culture, we thank you very much for joining us. A special thanks to all our virtual and those who tune in via TV and radio across our land. We wish you all a safe and enjoyable holiday. Good night from the Marine Turtle Square in Kingston. Happy Independence, Guyana.
Every aspect of the cultural program at Travis is about pride that should emanate from us to witness a ceremony like this one and to witness the fireworks, the hoisting of the golden arrowhead. I felt so much pride emanating, much more than any other day, and I'm just glad to witness this moment. Looking forward to all that is to come for the future of our country and its people.
Yeah, definitely. I think this 55, it really resonated well. I love the end of the performance. They're really giving us a time to reflect on where we perhaps were as a country and where we are today. Of course, the president alluded to a lot in his address, his maiden address to the independence celebration. He spoke a lot about the COVID-19 pandemic and as much as possible what we need to do in terms of staying safe. That is getting vaccinated. And of course, the government continues and stresses the importance of vaccination. Vaccines are available all across the country. So I would really commend the efforts of government. Of course, he alluded to the gold scholarships also and really pushing the drive, pushing Guyanese to get educated in response of what our country will become in the next few years.
He would have concluded with that reminder about cohesiveness towards the drive to achieving anything in our nation. We need to tackle everything together as one people, which so meaningfully speaks to the campaign that the president has been pushing, and I know everyone at the forefront of our nation wishes for a united Guyana, is working assiduously towards a united Guyana, and believes that we can achieve all of our dreams and so much more if we work together in achieving them.
I know, and as persons depart the scene at this time, I know we're so used to perhaps an after party, but of course because of COVID-19, of course this entire celebration was held earlier because of the pandemic, and we have to continue to be mindful that we are living in a pandemic that is affecting the lives of thousands. Worldwide, millions of people are affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. So I think it is a timely discussion around COVID-19 and us being responsible citizens. Of course, President also spoke a lot about One Guyana and what it really means to be One Guyana. We alluded to it earlier of One Guyana not only being something that is said, but it's something that is practiced, something that is really the driving force of our country. So I cannot wait to see what the future has in store for us under the leadership of President Mohamed Irfaan Ali.
Once again, Travis and I are so proud to have been with you this evening. We trust that you would have enjoyed every aspect of the cultural program and flag raising ceremony, as well as the fireworks. I know many children look forward to that. They stay up late at night at home, watching on NCN television or the ministry's Facebook page, which was streaming live, and for our listeners on the Voice of Guyana as well. We thank you for being part of the activity. What is left here is basically some meet and greet under strict COVID protocols. Of course, everyone is wearing a mask, and most of the officials have received their vaccines as well already. So no need to worry. We are also keeping in mind the severity of COVID-19 and following the guidelines that are in our country, Guyana. In the next hour or so, our curfew comes into effect, but by that time we would have all left here. So we encourage you to be safe as usual. For those who have not taken the opportunity as yet, let us all come together as one people and get vaccinated. It's the only way to achieve that dream of returning to normalcy and to reach for our potential, as we are now 55 years as an independent nation, reaching and at our cusp for unprecedented transformative development. There is much more to look forward to for Guyanese and all of Guyana. On behalf of our technical teams, we would like to say thank you once again, and we wish you a happy 55th independence.
Bye-bye, Guyana.
Take care.
Guyanese, me tongue Guyanese and I'm a teeth Guyanese. Slippers when me wear for my feet Guyanese. My lyrics and the boom drop beat Guyanese.
I walk Guyanese and I talk Guyanese. All the dogs when me have them a bark Guyanese. I cook Guyanese and I look Guyanese.
We welcome, oh we welcome independence to Guyana. Everybody, jump and be merry. Oh, we welcome independence to Guyana. Thank you, Britain.
Kaieteur Radio.
Covering Guyana from coast to coast.
Demerara and Essequibo 99.1 FM.
Berbice 99.5 FM. Kaieteur Radio.